Hey everybody, what's going on? My name's Ash. Welcome to my channel, Saved by an Angel, where I talk about anything that has to do with paranormal, weird stuff, and self-improvement. Because in 2014, I tried to take my life and Archangel Michael appeared. Only reason why I'm here. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my San Pedro plant medicine ceremony and what I experienced. Before I dive right in, there is a couple things leading up to this event that will tie in that I feel are worth mentioning. So a few weeks ago, I basically had this spaz attack meltdown towards God and the angels regarding resentment for my life. And what manifested from that 24-hour spaz attack was a knot the size of a half golf ball in my back that was excruciatingly painful. Now, what I've come to understand is that energy flows through our back, out our front, also through our left side, out our right side. And what this knot represented after my little hissy fit was that I was blocking off the love from the Creator by holding on to all this anger and resentment. And so some time went by. I become a little bit more centered. And, leading up to this ceremony, it's all about intentions and what needs to be healed. And sometimes the universe will send you people, places, or things to get a message across. And well, I guess the universe figured the best way to throw a monkey wrench into my spokes was to send my twin flame into my life the day before the ceremony that I hadn't seen since the beginning of the year. And the reason why that kind of showed me what needs to be healed because after leaving her place, when you see someone as being the perfect person for you, but things aren't working out, it's kind of frustrating. And so leaving her place, I was just kind of like, why is everything so fucking hard? Why is it so hard to find people? Why is I've been in the dating scene for 2 years. It's absolutely crazy. I just kind of went down this rabbit hole of why the fuck would we choose this life? Everything seems to be a struggle. And just continued on, right? So all these things that I needed to heal came up to me the day before my journey. And so going to the ceremony, for me, previously I did ayahuasca a month before, and that's the divine feminine, Grandma Aya, and San Pedro is the divine masculine. And for me, I was a little hesitant with San Pedro because what it represented was acceptance and forgiveness of God for this life that I was given. And I knew I was still holding on to a lot of resentment. So I was a little hesitant, but, got to the ceremony, ended up doing 4 doses. It takes about 2 hours for each one to kick in. And after 2 doses, the whole time leading up to that, I was in excruciating pain to the point where I had to leave the ceremony and go stick my back on the corner of the counter in the kitchen to relieve some of the pain. And it got to a point where, I was back in ceremony, but I was feeling called to leave and go sit in my car, something I never did, but the calling was quite strong, so I listened. I went and sat in my car, and what I noticed was after 2 or 3 minutes, 90% of the pain that was in my back had left. And what that symbolized for me was that 90% roughly of the resentment and anger that I have towards God for this life had just been healed. Still a little bit of residual resentment, which was the pain left over, but for me it was a miracle. I went back in to the ceremony, finished off my next 2 doses. For me, I never experienced visuals. It was basically, I felt like I was on menopause. It was freezing cold 1 second and then boiling hot the next. And I noticed a lot of people there were their heart had opened and they were in a chatty mood. And for me, because what this plant medicine signified, it felt like a very solo journey. I wanted to be alone and I wanted to process, internalize everything that was going on with me. But You know, there was a little bit of heart opening towards the end. There's nothing like mushrooms for me. When I do mushrooms, I get blissed out. And this was more of an internal job. You know, it's not always about what the plant medicine shows you. Sometimes just being at a ceremony can teach you things. And, you know, there was a moment when the shaman was saying, if you have a spiritual practice and singing's not a part of it, you're doing something wrong. And, you know, for me, that really opened up my eyes as I was looking at everyone singing. And, you know, it's never been my thing. And I asked myself, I was like, why do you not sing? And what came to me was that I always saw singing as being something that happy people did. And then even though I labeled myself as a lot of things in this life, being a super happy person is not one of them. And, you know, anytime I would, you know, even think about singing, it was like this massive sadness in my heart would just prevent me from doing it. So I learned some things there, still got a lot of work to do. But it was an amazing experience, no visuals, all internal work, and well worth it. It was a great night, amazing people. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Every subscribe I greatly appreciate because it helps my channel grow, more people can see it. Hope you have a great day. Take care.